So guys, we did it. We're finally at a quarter of... No, I'm not doing that yet. But since I'm almost at a quarter of a million subscribers, I want to thank you guys so much for your support in this channel. So to celebrate a little early, I thought I'd make a sequel to a video I made back in mid-2017. It's time for more horrible maps. It was clear to see that you guys enjoyed seeing some of the awful maps that I found last time, and many of you sent me bad maps over the past year and a half. Sadly, I didn't think to save all of them, but I saved enough to where I'm going to share some really horrible maps. So thanks to everyone who sent some maps in, but before we get started, I'm going to thank Vikings War of Clans for sponsoring this video. Vikings War of Clans is a massive multiplayer online browser strategy game where you can start a clan and earn your spot in digital Valhalla, fighting other players in the digital Viking way. You can team up with other clans too while you fight over money and resources, fight for glory, and get addicted to a community with more online Vikings than actual Vikings in history. Join Vikings for free using my link in the description box below and get a cool bonus of 200 gold coins and a novice's relocation item for a kickstart. It'll be worth your time and consume all of it. Thanks again to Vikings War of Clans for sponsoring this video. So for the first bad map, this is going to be a World War I map. For starters, Italy and France are bulging too far in one direction to the point to where Belgium and Switzerland have to be claustrophobic at this point. Then you have this really weird border between the Ottomans and Persians, and apparently British Egypt just owned all of North Africa, which is news to me. And then of course, as we all know, in 1914, right before World War I began, the Greeks and Turks decided instead of fighting over Istanbul/Constantinople, they were just going to give it to Bulgaria for safekeeping. We're going to need a moment of silence for the children who got this in a school textbook and can never learn cartography again. 5 out of 10. Map number 2. For this one, we have another bad textbook map. To be a little fair, medieval borders can be meticulous and hard to draw, and it wouldn't be the worst crime on the planet for students to not know how Europe in the 1300s looked on a map. I'll even give them a lot of credit for including this giant lake that never existed in Europe mysteriously with the same borders of Ukraine. Not many textbooks would remember that. Also, of course, let's not forget that due to the bubonic plague, Denmark took a lesson from Atlantean history and just sank their entire country so they wouldn't get infected, which of course couldn't be undone until the Dutch gave them a helping hand with Napoleon's blessing. Beautiful map. 3 out of 10. Map number 3. So this map is from, I believe, a Turkish textbook? I'm not sure. These borders are fascinating, though. Italy took over the French Alps, France took over the Pyrenees, Germany somehow still has Alsace-Lorraine even though it's after World War I. Also, Austria and Bulgaria are weirdly shrunk but still kind of the same shape. Like the Danube River is the northern Bulgarian border, but Bulgaria's border is all the way down here, but it's still the same shape. Like, how does this happen, people? Also, Poland is shoving Czechoslovakia so much further south and so hard that there's no longer any border right here between them and Germany. Denmark took back Holstein. I could probably spend 5 minutes on this map alone, but I shouldn't, so let's move on. 2 out of 10. For the fourth map, the first extremely obvious thing to note is the lack of Greenland, but that's okay because Greenland never has any data on anything anyway, so that's reasonable. But how could they forget about Baffin Island, the most important island north of Canada? Also, in this spot, there are 3 species of perched birds, not 2, but other than that, there's hardly anything wrong with this map. Nothing else wrong with it. Nothing at all. Nope. Nothing. African swallow or European swallow out of 10. For the fifth map, this map is utterly horrifying for a number of reasons. 1. Overlapping empires on top of each other rarely works in maps, but also all of these shapes are wrong. Phoenicia isn't even on the land. They colored Phoenicia in the part of the water between actual Phoenicia and Cyprus. For Rome, they forgot to take several of the Mediterranean islands. Chin and Han not only didn't have this shape, but they didn't even have the same shape. Like, at all. And it's the same with the Maurya and Gupta empires, too. And why did they make 3 different Persian empires for this when they're all so different? Why does this map even exist? Everything about this map is wrong. Also, this list of cities is interesting, because not only are none of them labeled anywhere, but 2 of them are in the Americas, so they couldn't even be properly labeled on here anyway. This is cartographic disaster incarnate. 0 out of 10. Wait, looks like I got one more Nope, out of 10. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. I hope you hated these maps just as much as I did, and I could totally see this becoming a more regular series on the channel as the number of bad maps out there is limitless at this point. Also, special thanks to my patrons for supporting this channel, and if you're generous enough to join their numbers, you can see most of my videos early. I'm Emperor Tigerstar, and I'll see you guys next time.